I'm Councilor Dino Acuña. Please come and join me as we go back in time and remember with gratitude the effort, sacrifices, hard works, and wisdom of our past mayors. In this episode called the Legacy Series, we will visit the graves and relearn the significant contributions of our past leaders.
Dino sa puso nyo.
We are here at the St. Joseph Memorial Garden in Victoria City, Negros Occidental, where it houses the remains of Esteban Jalandoni. In the elections of June 5, 1928, Esteban Jalandoni won as Presidente Municipal of Victorias by a margin of only 1 vote against his opponent, Attorney Vicente Diching. Known to be among the greatest minds of his times, Esteban Jalandoni served from 1928 up to 1930. It was during his term of office when the comprehensive survey works were undertaken in the municipality of Victorias starting in July of 1928. Esteban Jalandoni served the municipality of Victorias for a long span of 45 years, starting on his appointment as Secretary Municipal on August 1, 1901, on recommendation by former Governor Melcio Severino, whom he served as his escribiente or clerk during his incumbency as Governor of Negros Occidental. Dubbed by the Bureau of Education as the Grand Old Man of Victorias, Esteban Jalandoni went on to serve as Treasurer, Justice of Peace, Notary Public, Secretary Municipal, and finally Presidente Municipal of Victorias. As the Secretary Municipal of Victorias for many years, Esteban Jalandoni became the official safekeeper of the important documents, decrees, ordinances, journals, and records of the municipality of Victorias. He left a written memoir about the history of Victorias, and in 2022, the Sangguniang Panlungsod of Victorias, Negros Occidental enacted Ordinance Number 2022-31 entitled An Ordinance Declaring and Adopting the Manuscript of Esteban Jalandoni entitled Ang Ginagihan sang Banwa nga Victorias to be among the official historical records of the city of Victorias. In Victorias today, there are only 2 streets that have retained its name since 1907, one being Yapiña Street and the other one Jalandoni Street in honor of the great Esteban Midel Jalandoni. May his legacy inspire the Victorianos to continue to do great things. Presidente Municipal Esteban M. Jalandoni's contributions were instrumental in honing the city we all come to love and enjoy today. He was there prior to the onset of the American colonial period in the Philippines called the Insular Government of the Philippine Islands, wherein the Philippines was not governed by a Philippine president but by a governor-general appointed by the President of the United States of America to the Commonwealth era, which was the period to prepare the country in its independence up to the untimely intervention of the Japanese Imperial Army during the World War II. Esteban Jalandoni, although not an acclaimed writer or historian, but in his desire to leave something to the future generations and by his love for Victorias and his dedication to service, compiled the documents in his possession as a Secretary Municipal, which led him to document and narrate the historical events of Victorias. His efforts are invaluable in preserving the legacy and past events of Victorias for the present and future generations to appreciate and learn from. Indeed, we can say that we are lucky to be given this rare opportunity to know our own story through the pages of his manuscript. This manuscript is considered as one of the greatest and most important contributions left behind by a former leader. On July of 1901, si Lainon Governor of Negros Island, who served from December 1, 1899 up to April 30, 1901, Melesio Yurac Severino endorsed to Victoria's Tresorero Municipal Ricardo Gonzaga his former escribiente Esteban Jalandoni to fill out the position of Secretario Municipal of Victorias. On August 1, 1901, Senyor Esteban Jalandoni with his wife moved from Bacolod to Victorias and assumed his new post. The couple resided in the house of Senyor Lazaro Haveliana. It was on January 31, 1901 when the Philippines under the American colonial government with the upper house of the Philippine Legislature enacted Philippine Commission Act No. 82, which is otherwise known as the General Act for the Organization of Municipal Governments in the Philippine Islands, also known as the Municipal Code, which primarily converts the former pueblos into municipalities as a municipal corporation, retaining the same boundaries. This act also defines the duties and responsibilities of the municipal secretary, which, among others, primarily serves as a clerk of the municipal council, mandated to attend all of its meetings, keeps a journal of the proceedings of the council meetings and all its records, and acts including a registry of birth, deaths, and marriages with corresponding dates. The municipal secretary also countersigns and certifies to the correctness of all warrants ordered by the council to be drawn on the treasury of the municipality. It was during a period of time when women were not allowed to vote, as the law requires that voters should only be exclusive to male residents who are 23 years of age and non-residents or non-subjects of any foreign power and who comprise one of the three classes, namely, number 1, those who prior to August 1898 held the office of municipal captain, gobernadorcillo, alcalde, lieutenant or teniente, cabeza de barangay, or member of any ayuntamiento. Number 2, those who own real property to the value of 500 pesos and pay annually 30 pesos or more of the established tax. Number 3, those who speak, read, and write English or Spanish. And disqualified if have delinquent in payment of public taxes and among others have violated the oath of allegiance to the United States or have joined or participated or gave support to any guerrilla movement or any armed forces or armed groups against the authority or sovereignty of the United States. In the session of September 28, 1902, regarding the decree issued by the Governor-General in Manila to dissolve the municipality of Victorias, Consejal Felix Arceo suggested that Presidente Municipal and the Secretario Municipal should go to Bacolod to look for a lawyer who can go to Manila to make representations to sustain the township of Victorias. Immediately the following day, at around 4 o'clock in the morning, with a Chinese man on board a bangka, Presidente Municipal Eliodoro Tonggoy and Secretario Municipal Esteban M. Jalandoni sailed their way to Bacolod. However, when they reached the mouth of Malihao River, the boat capsized due to the strong wind brought about by the amihan weather, which resulted them to drench in seawater up to neck deep. At this juncture, Presidente Municipal Eliodoro Tonggoy suggested to rather postpone their trip to the next day and take the route via a road trip. But Secretario Municipal Jalandoni insisted that they should proceed and not waste time to make sure they achieve their goal in Bacolod. So they proceeded to sail again, but the Chinese decided to stay behind. It was 11:50 in the morning when they arrived in Bacolod. They went straight to the house of Señora Vicenta de Tonggoy, mother of Presidente Municipal Eliodoro Tonggoy, who offered them meals. By 2 in the afternoon, they were at the Casa Gobierno to explain to the governor their position, after which they were told that what they asked for is almost impossible because the truth is Señor Agaton Luzuriaga has already arrived to implement the decree issued by the Governor-General. So they went to a chain of lawyers like Attorney Antonio Jaime, Attorney Senor Martinez, and they received the same answers Almost feeling hopeless, they decided to just go home and tell the people of their unsuccessful fate in Bacolod. Instead of passing by Calle San Sebastian in Bacolod, they opted to pass by Calle Real, hopeful to see Juez Estanislao Yusay, who was a friend of Presidente Municipal Eliodoro Tonggoy. Unfortunately, Juez Yusay was not around. Estanislao Yusay is known today as the owner of that majestic and popular Molo Mansion in Iloilo. On their route to the house of Doña Vicenta de Tonggoy, it so happened that former Governor Milicio Severino was at the balcony of the house of Don Basiliso Villanueva, the brother of Governor Severino's wife, Doña Felicitas Villanueva, who was waving at them, inviting them to stop by. Left with no choice, they decided to stop by and told Severino about their predicament, to which Governor Severino said, "I have a good relationship with General Smith when he was assigned here in Bacolod. Should you give 500 pesos for my journey, I will sail to Manila to bring up your concerns to him." Though Esteban Jalandoni readily agreed to Severino's proposal, Presidente Municipal Eliodoro Tonggoy cautioned against committing funds that were not secured yet. Jalandoni, however, expressed confidence in raising the necessary funds with Tonggoy's support. Senora Felicitas Severino came out, and after Governor Severino explained about his forthcoming trip to Manila, saying that it saddens him to leave her for a few days, but the town of which he owes a great deal of gratitude because this very town was among those which put him to the highest position of the island, is in a predicament of losing its township with the threat of it getting dissolved to become part of Sarabia and Manapla. Senora Felicitas asked, "You mean you are leaving me in the midst of this cholera pandemic here in Bacolod?" Her husband reassured her, expressing faith that God would prevent such a misfortune and acknowledging the resilience of Victorias despite its small size and financial limitations. He will come back as soon as this matter is taken care of. This emotional exchange left Doña Felicitas in tears, feeling the weight of the situation. The determination and hard work of the officials from Victorias to secure their township's retention is evident in their efforts to gather donations to raise the 500 pesos of Governor Severino's trip to Manila. Opting to traverse the farms via a carroza drawn by 2 cows instead of sailing back via the seashores, they solicited support from various hacienderos along the way. Their journey started early at 3 in the morning, choosing to pass through the farms instead of the main highway. At their stopovers, Senor Juan Ledesma, Senor Alvarez A. Cachila, Senor Marcos, and Senor Felix Arceo generously contributed amounts such as 50 pesos, 25 pesos, 5 pesos, and 100 pesos respectively. These donations amounted to 180 pesos by the time they reached Victorias. Upon arriving in Victorias, they gathered at the eatery owned by Chinese Dionisio Luzuriaga, where they explained their mission to the people. Kasiman was readily pitched in contributions ranging from 5 pesos to 20 pesos, quickly reaching the targeted 500 pesos. Subsequently, 3 weeks after Governor Milicio Severino's journey to Manila, Presidente Municipal Eliodoro Tonggoy received a telegram confirming the favorable outcome. Victorias would retain its township status and wouldn't be dissolved in favor of Sarabia and Manapla. This successful result was a testament to the collective efforts and determinations of the community to preserve their township. In October of 1903, during a discussion initiated by Presidente Municipal regarding concerns about limited space in the town proper for development, Senor Silverio de Jaresco highlighted ample land available in the southern part of Victorias towards Hacienda Torreno, currently unimproved but owned by the municipality. This insight suggested a potential solution for the town's expansion. Responding to this revelation, Secretary Municipal Esteban M. Jalandoni expressed confidence in the Presidente Municipal's ability to initiate road constructions in that area, which could elevate Victorias to a level comparable to Sarabia and Manapla. Following this discussion, the Sangguniang Bayan decided to proceed with road improvement projects, entrusting Esteban Jalandoni with the responsibility in coordination with Presidente Municipal. Despite the projects still being underway, within 3 to 4 months, numerous residents sought permission to construct houses along these new roads. This development not only increased foot traffic and activity, slowly revitalizing the town, but it also positively impacted the revenue of the office of the Tresorero Municipal due to the growing number of residents frequenting the market area, thereby enhancing the town's vibrancy and economic stability. In 1905, a legal dispute emerged when the heirs of Don Teodoro Benedicto, who owned the Hacienda Torreno, filed a lawsuit against the municipality for allegedly occupying 2 pedazos of land that belonged to them. This legal action was represented by Senyor Leon Montinola, married to Doña Basa Benedicto, a daughter of Don Teodoro Benedicto. Senyor Leon Montinola proposed withdrawing the case if the municipality returned 1 pedazo of land to them. During a municipal council session on October 8, 1905, Vice Presidente Segundo de Leon, part of the committee studying the case, conveyed the council's stance. He expressed that without proper legal authorization, Senyor Leon Montinola, who was an in-law and not the direct owner, the municipality could not comply with the demand to return land to someone lacking clear ownership. In response, Senyor Leon Montinola indicated his intention to provide the necessary authorizations from his wife in the subsequent session, but failed to attend that and subsequent sessions, despite receiving citations.